Kevin Mayo, and today we're drinking Iron Duke Juneau. Iron Duke is one of our local craft brew emporiums. They are in Ludlow, Massachusetts. They've been around, I think, about 4 years at this point. And unlike most breweries these days, they're really not IPA specific. I mean, this is, I've seen it called a pale ale, I've seen it called a golden ale. The big trick with this, not the trick, but what's special about this beer is it actually has Alaskan spruce tips in it. And it's one of the better local beers. So they had it today, I was there, they had it, so I wanted to review it. And actually looking around, I did their, I think it was their second anniversary, 52 Imperial Stout a couple years ago. It looks like that's the only Iron Duke review on the internet. So I'm glad to bring them to a little bit more light. Don't know a lot about the beer. They don't really put a lot in there with hops, yada yada yada, on their website. I just looked at Untapped. It looks like it's 30% IBUs and 5% ABV. And like I said, the big, and that's not even hook is the wrong word, but what really makes this beer special is the spruce tips. So the only other spruce tip beer I've ever had was a Dogfish Head. So let's give it a crack and see what we got. As always, if you like the reviews, please subscribe. We're always looking for new friends. And go ahead and leave comments because we love talking about beer. So I was there today. I did drink some of this, and I have had it before when it first came out. I think, matter of fact, I untapped it today, and they told me it was out of production. I'm like, oh, that's too bad because I'm drinking it right now. So it is a darker yellow, slightly orangey color. A little bit of bubble streaming up through it. Actually, a fair amount of bubble streaming up through it. Looks like we have a fairly thin head on it. We have maybe a half a finger. It's dissipating quickly. So aroma-wise, got a little bit of sweet malt, a little bit of caramel, toffee. And I'm digging for those that pine from the spruce tips, and I'm not picking it up. And one of the things with the spruce tips is every year they're slightly different. So it's not a real controllable adjunct. So it does change the flavor of the beer every year. Yeah, almost like a sweet bubble gum in there too, or cotton candy. Ah, there it is. Just got a nice hint of the pine. So let's go ahead and have a sip. Cheers. Yeah. So it's very malt forward. Similar or in the vein of an ESB, but not exactly the same. But it's very malt forward. But yeah, so you get a little bit of, like I said, that same caramel or toffee, more caramel. Toffee, I think, would be a little darker flavor, but caramel, that what I say, that like that bubble gum, but that sweetness from that. So it's very malt forward. And then you get a little bit of citrus in the middle, just a slight hint. Maybe orange. Yeah, maybe a little bit of orange juice in the middle. And then it finishes up with the pine. Finishes up a little dry, but overall, mouthfeel it's kind of soft in the New England style. Not a lot of I guess a lot of, I can't think of the word I want. It's tough to get old, kids. It's tough to get old. But we keep drinking, so it just makes it worse. So, but yeah, so it's kind of a nice soft, smooth mouthfeel. Just enough bitters at the back end to counteract the sweetness. Not overly bitter. It's not a hop bomb in any way, shape, or thing. It's really just a nice, drinkable beer. picnic beer or lawnmower beer or watching a ball game beer. I mean, just it's, you know, you're drinking. It's a nice, flavorful beer. You want more. It's very good. You want more. It's not kick you in the nuts and wake you up kind of like pow, pow, pow beer. It's just really just a delicious, good drinking beer. So score-wise, it's solid beer. It's an 85 out of 100. It's a solid B. And I say that with the utmost respect. This is a really, really good beer. I quite enjoy it. And now I'm beginning to wish I bought the big one rather than the small one. Till next time, keep drinking.